Y con el 14, Good evening and welcome into Poli Deportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua for tonight's BCL Americas game between Halcones de Xalapa of Mexico and Gladiadores de Anzoátegui of Venezuela. Alongside Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feda, and we're so glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from around the world. We jump over from the Nacional Sao Paulo game, which went to overtime. Nacional hung on to win that one 89-84. And we have no score yet in this one. Xalapa with Taekwon Rolon on the floor, Fabian James, the Venezuelan veteran David Cubion, Jonathan Rodriguez of Puerto Rico, and Brian Conklin of the USA. Starting for Gladiadores, William Walker, Henry Walker, he goes by Henry, Garly Soho, Gregory Vargas, another Venezuelan national team veteran, Anthony Perez, and the venerable Nestor Colmenares, another Venezuelan national team vet.
Yeah, Craig, it's good to see Conklin out there. He was kind of struggling last night at the end of the game, like heat exhaustion, and didn't even play the last 3 minutes of the game, so he must have recuperated okay.
Currently 80 degrees in Managua. Of course, summer. We talked about it a few times, as especially in that last game between Nacional and Sao Paulo, we saw a lot of players start to cramp up. It was 89 degrees in Santiago del Estero, Argentina. Here in Managua, 80 degrees. At 8 o'clock at night, so a little toasty. We'll see how that impacts the players in this one. Same starting lineup as last night for Paco Olmos. And this is the first game for Gladiadores. Three minutes elapsed. Halcones have not scored. Gladiadores with just 2 points. So we had an exciting overtime game. Does not appear that we missed much at the start of this one, as you get a look at Brian Conklin.
Conklin's just a solid player. Plays bigger than he is. Strong, active, aggressive. I like his game a lot.
Conklin, 6'6", 198 centimeters, 34 years old, from the USA. 2007 State of Oregon High School Player of the Year. Went to St. Louis University. Finished there in 2012. Started 33 of 34 games as a senior. Averaged 13.9 points, 4.6 rebounds. It's another guy who's been all over. If you're a big and you can put up, 10-6, 12-7, you're going to play a long, long time all over the world. He's played in New Zealand, Australia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, France, Turkey, and Portugal.
Just to name a few.
Yeah. Dude's got some stamps in his passport.
He's one of those guys that always can help your team win. He does a little bit of everything.
I have to say it's a lot of fun seeing in this game David Cubion, Nestor Colmenares, and Gregory Vargas, national team veterans for Venezuela. Covered those guys a number of times in international FIBA events. Pretty drive and a layup there. Garly Soho. Three-pointer on the way. That's straight through. Gregory Vargas.
He's automatic points off on the floor wherever he plays.
Three-pointer on the way from Fabian James. That won't go. Rebound to Soho. Vargas at 5'11", 180 centimeters. Got a little bit tied up there. 3-on-1. And Fabian James able to finish for Halcones. We're tied at 7. Baseline drive by Anthony Perez. He's cut off, but he steps on the baseline, and that'll be a turnover. Our officials for this game: Leonardo Salazar of Argentina, Juan Fernandez of Argentina, and Alan Dos Santos of Brazil. Head coach for Gladiadores, Daniel Sione. Relatively new, but he's already got some feathers in his cap, as he's already been named the head coach of the Venezuelan national team. First game of this tournament for Gladiadores. Halcones de Xalapa dropped their opener last night by 10 to Real Estelí, as Garly Soho swoops in with the right hand and jacks that one home. And now a foul in the back court by Johanner Cifontes. Halcones played well last night. They lost by 10, and they played well in many respects, but they committed 20 turnovers, and a similar refrain to some of these games that we've seen before. Very poor three-point shooting, 6 of 30 from three-point range. Charles Garcia whistled for the foul, 32-year-old American. You want to talk about another guy who's been all over. Charles Garcia from Seattle University, 2010. Turkey in the D-League, Spain, Puerto Rico, Bahrain, South Korea, Iceland, Japan, Philippines, China, and Taiwan. He was the Taiwan Super Basketball League Finals MVP in 2019. Three from the left wing, a little too strong. Shot blocked. That looked like it was taken off the backboard by Fabian James. Wouldn't mind getting a look at that one again. Well, maybe he just missed it. Dexter Pittman. What a great story Dexter Pittman is. He's a guy from the University of Texas. struggled with his weight in high school. Really committed to fitness. Dropped 100 pounds. He was selected 32nd overall in the 2010 draft by Miami Heat. Played in 50 NBA games. Last appeared in 2014 with the Hawks. Another guy who's been in the D-League, China, Kuwait, Puerto Rico, Italy, Turkey, Japan. But a great story, Dexter Pittman. Glad to see him still playing. Really a role model for pros who say, oh, it's too much work to stay in shape or to drop some weight. This guy dropped 100 pounds. Had himself a nice career. Antonio Pena hits from three-point range. And he gives Gladiadores a 15-7 lead with 2:36 to play in this first quarter.
This is bullshit. Tirador que no toca aro. Tirador que no toca aro. Te quita el balón.
Paco almost wants timeout, and we will be back in just a moment.
Tenéis miedo de jugar primer nivel. Tenéis miedo de jugar primer nivel. 1 de 9. 1 on 10 on 3. 1 on 10 on 3. 3 high ball. Ball defense. Very fast. Okay. Okay, the first quarter with 10 players. 8 minutes, 10 players. High pace, high pace, high pace, high pace. Stop. Vamos, 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 let's go. Play right now.
15-7 in favor of Gladiadores de Anzoátegui. Once again, welcome into Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua. Paul Keski will be joining me again shortly as we approach the 2.5-minute mark in this first quarter. Appreciate those of you that followed us over from the Nacional Sao Paulo game, which went to overtime, won by Nacional 89-84. Palacios hits the three-pointer. Nelson Palacios. Vargas swings it right side. 3 misses. Rebound, Jared Rodriguez. Inside 2 minutes to play first quarter. Little left-hand hook shot there by Pittman. Dexter Pittman, his first 2 points of this game. Hanger from inside the lane. No good by Charles Garcia. Halcones can tie with a three-pointer. Pittman back outside to Omar De Haro. He skips his way in, draws the foul. That's going to be on Palacios. First free throw up and good for De Haro. Second one falls in, and he's 2 of 3 in his first 2 games in this tournament. This is Halcones' first appearance in BCLA play. They play in Liga Nacional Baloncesto Profesional in Mexico. Paco Olmos, the head coach. He's assisted by Facundo Murias and Paulina Grayet. Should also mention for Gladiadores, Daniel Sione, assisted by Leonardo Colmenares and Kevin Palacios. Both free throws good by Eduardo Gonzalez. After the unsportsmanlike on Charles Garcia. And now a timeout on the floor. Halcones have pulled on top 16-15.
Sacamos 8. Y aunque ustedes no lo crean, un detalle, un error los trae al tipo al
Their
juego.
first
One
lead
mistake
since
gets the guy back in the
early
game.
in the game.
You don't cut the angle on this guy. Follow him through, all the way through. Lo teníamos dominado a 8. Si caminamos con ellos va a ser un juego parejo. If we walk with them, it's going to be an even game. Tenemos que acelerar. We need to speed the game up. Vamos a terminar duro este cuarto. Let's finish this quarter hard. ¿Estamos claros? Vamos a despertarnos aquí. Vamos a jugar. Vamos a jugar una Boston rápida. Boston quick para decir lo que sigue en el hammer. Dale, va.
Daniel Sione, head coach of Gladiadores, wants his team to finish this quarter hard. And you can see why he was named the Venezuelan national team coach at a young age. Very in control, enthusiastic, positive in delivering his message and working the strategy in as well. Gonzalez misses the finger roll. Inside of a minute to play. Vargas pushes off with that left arm. No call, but he draws the 2 points. Vargas now with 5, and Gladiadores back on top by 1. That foul is going to be on Nestor Colmenares. So Pittman to the free throw line. He was 2 of 4 from the stripe last night. This is his first attempt tonight. Comes up just short. And a lane violation. And Pittman will get another shot at it. So Carly Soho in the background falling into the lane a couple times. Pittman misses the second attempt. I guess the third attempt, really. Vargas from 15 feet splashes that one. Gladiadores leads by 3. As we come to the end of this first quarter, 15 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. Gonzalez draws the foul. And he will go to the free throw line with 7.3 to play. Eduardo Gonzalez misses the first free throw. And Paul, he's a guy who lines up the free throw. He's a step to his right off of the center line.
Sometimes, yeah, that's people like that make adjustments because they're not very good free throw shooters. They're to the side, or we saw somebody 2 feet behind the line, and usually they're struggling from shooting regularly. But if you make them, it doesn't matter where you stand as long as they go in. You get a point.
Oh my! Nestor Colmenares throws that up off the window with the game clock winding down. And he's going to go to the free throw line. How about this by the veteran? Whoop, what I found.
Got that little flip shot. And,
yeah, Alejandro Villanueva tried not to commit the foul.
And Craig, a lot of players use that now because you throw off the defense because they're not expecting the release from that low or that quickly. Yeah. And you throw off shot blockers for sure.
Pittman having a seat, along with Fabian James. Free throw by Colmenares up and in. So he completes the three-point play. He's got 3 points, and Gladiadores on top by 5 with 2.8 to play in this first quarter. From half court, the shot is up and just missed for David Cubian. And
I tell you what,
first quarter,
a lot of players don't like to take that shot because it messes with their shooting percentage. But now that you see like Steph Curry and guys like that making those shots, a lot of players are more willing to take them, and some of them go in.
Yeah, I remember reading something, I don't know, 15 years ago, that guys would wait until the horn sounds and make it look like they just didn't get it off so as to not affect their shooting percentage. Speaking of shooting percentages, there are the shooting numbers. As we roll the highlights from this first quarter. For Halcones de Xalapa, David Cubian, 3 points. Omar Dejaro has 2. Dexter Pittman, 2. Alejandro Villanueva, 3. Brian Conklin, 2. Eduardo Gonzalez, 3. Fabian James has 2. For Gladiadores, Antonio Pena, 3 points. Garly Soho, 4. He also has 4 rebounds and 3 steals already. Gregory Vargas, 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Nestor Colmenares has 3. Anthony Perez has 2. And Johanner Cifontes has 3. Well, Paul, I see your flight from Santiago del Estero, Argentina, got in a little bit later than mine here in Managua after that overtime game.
Yeah, because you had a private jet and I had to go commercial.
I don't know about that. You're the one with the recognizable name.
But we both made it, so that's good.
Yep. That's the most important thing. Just a tremendous game. Go ahead.
I saw this arena last night. It's a beautiful arena there.
Yeah, this is my first look at it. It really is. Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua, named after the legendary boxer Alexis Arguello. Love to watch him in the early 80s against guys like Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, those are the days.
Yeah. Well, you could watch him on free TV, no less.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd have to pay per view.
Oh, beautiful pass by Cubion into the lane to Conklin. He kicks it out. 3 on the way is up and in. Tejaro scores from long range. And Halcones back to within 2.
Conklin's really good at that short roll. We call that a short roll, and you catch and you kick it out to shooters. He's really good at that.
That was my nickname when I was a kid, short roll.
I think that was something different, though.
Long 3-pointer, that's just short. And now Halcones looking to tie. Cubion to Conklin. Bump from behind, no call. Conklin fades away. Colmenares the rebound. Vargas launches the 3. Nope. He knew that was off. He chased it in, but could not corral his own rebound. And now Cubion. We are tied at 22.
Holmes picking up their defense here, being aggressive.
Vargas working his way into the lane, spinning and drawing the foul on his Venezuelan national teammate, David Cubion.
I'm sure they did that in practice quite often.
Couple million times probably.
And Craig Vargas is just a scorer. He can knock down threes. He could go into post against a smaller defender. You know, he's just one of those guys that finds a way to put the ball in the basket. The humidity catching up to the court again.
Yeah. 80 degrees in Managua. It's a little cooler in Managua with the wind chill factor than it was in Santiago del Estero. It was 89
I noticed
there.
that. I noticed that on the flight back here.
Paul and I, of course, joking. We are broadcasting virtually from our home studios. Paul in Las Vegas. Myself in Bloomington, Illinois. All we had to do was click a couple of mouse buttons and we went from Argentina to Nicaragua.
And I kept my same first class seat. It was awesome.
Yeah. Shot clock at 4. Drive by Cubion, no. Rebound tracked down by Henry Walker. And now at the other end, won't go in for Vargas. And Johanner Cifuentes fouled.
And Vargas might have got fouled on that one. And he's giving it to the ref a little bit now.
Yeah, these guys really using their shoes to wipe up the sweat off the floor. Kind of spread it around, let it evaporate more quickly. First free throw up and in for Cifuentes. Second offering is in. Coming up on 7.5 minutes to play in this second quarter. So glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the rest of the world. In the USA on the FanDuel TV platform, and that's most likely going to be unsportsmanlike. Nope. That's just going to be a common foul.
Yeah, he tried to make a play on the ball a little bit, but with the purpose of stopping the break for sure. But you can't be too obvious anymore like you used to. Oh, they're going to
Well,
review
now
it,
they're going to go to review. Yep.
And you know what I say, Craig? Anytime the three refs get together, something bad's going to happen.
Well, I find it interesting because as soon as the official made that call that it was a common foul, he went straight over to Daniel Seone and said, I know what you're going to say, that it should be unsportsmanlike. Yeah, he was nowhere near that ball.
Yeah, it looks a little more obvious in slow motion for sure.
Yeah, he definitely grabbed his arm. There was no play on the ball there. That'll be an unsportsmanlike on Israel Gutierrez.
Every once in a while, the players are correct.
Again, our officials for this game, Leonardo Salazar of Argentina, Juan Fernandez of Argentina, and Alan dos Santos of Brazil. Whoa, we got about 20 different angles on this one. You saw Seone put his signal for the unsportsmanlike immediately. I don't know what's taking him so long on this.
Yeah, he grabbed his arm.
Seemed pretty cut and dry to us, but
you never know. The referees get together. You never know.
Yep, that is an unsportsmanlike, as we anticipated. And you're right, and as my beloved mother would say, you never don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And I know I don't know a lot.
The one thing I noticed is Gladiadores, they're really active on defense with their hands. They're getting a lot of deflections already, so you know, if you're Halcones, you need to be careful with the ball and be sure of your passes because there's hands and arms and deflections going on everywhere on the court.
Well, free throws good for Cifuentes, and Gladiadores will get the ball following the unsportsmanlike. I think they should come up with maybe a little bit better of a name than unsportsmanlike, because that has some connotations to it that there's some ill intent. Or
I like non-basketball play. That's a little more softer.
Sure.
Because in
also
essence,
heard it
that's
called
what it is.
the intentional. Oh, the right-hand floater by Nestor Colmenares. And the veteran big man scores. He's got 5.
He's got a lot of different ways to score. You know, he's very clever around the basket in the paint.
I'd have to look back in my records, but I want to say I did one game where he went absolutely bonkers and put up like 38 points.
I could see that happening for sure.
That was when Nestor Garcia was the head coach of the Venezuelan national team.
There he
Colmenares
goes.
again.
That little lefty flip, just missed it.
Gutierrez with the left hand, and it falls in.
One thing I noticed the other night with Halcones is they do a lot of bounce passes in the paint, big to big, and they're pretty effective with it.
Fade away by Perez misses. And the bump by Garly Soho.
Sold it pretty well. Ah!
Yeah, he did.
You put the sound in there.
I've been shot. Yeah, that's something that's carried over from soccer. Guys throwing their head back as soon as there's just the slightest contact, as Taekwon Rolon scores the three-pointer. That ball had almost no rotation on it. So the lead down to 3. Gladiadores led by 8 just a moment ago, tied their biggest lead of the game. That three-pointer, no. Rebound pulled out of there by Gutierrez, and here comes Halcones once again. They tried to deny the pass to Conklin, and foul committed.
Got him wrapped around.
Yeah, it's going to be on Stoho.
Yeah, you can't fool a ref when you do that. It's pretty obvious. There are some other ways to fool refs, though, inside. Remind me, I'll tell you that, some of those tricks someday.
Yeah, get some dead time or a blowout. We'll definitely revisit that. I have no doubt you invented a few of them.
Pull the chair. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a Rick Mahorn trick.
Malone has 5 points now.
See, I'm with Gutierrez there. I think that was a jump ball. I think they both had hands on this ball. Oh, maybe a little arm there.
Yeah.
He was pleading his case, though.
Halcones back to within 1. You get a look at Gregory Vargas, and now there is Anthony Perez. Back iron on the first free throw.
I don't understand that. Why, if you miss a free throw, you still get 5 from all your teammates. I don't think you should get 5 if you miss. Only if you make it. That's just me.
Maybe it's just encouraging you. Come on, you can do this.
I was the teammate that said, "Come on, quit missing them." Oh.
Yeah.
Come on.
But Gladiadores retains possession. Catch and shoot three-pointer off the inbound, and that is straight through. Henry Walker, the 36-year-old American. His first bucket of the night. It's a three-pointer, and Gladiadores back on top by 4.
That was great execution of a baseline out-of-bounds play. Had a cutter and then rolled into that 3. Very nice.
Gutierrez goes high off the glass, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a conversation going on.
Yeah. I was going to say, Henry Walker's probably a guy you're pretty familiar with. Kansas State 2008. Granted, I know you're a Jayhawk. But he's a guy who was selected 47th overall in the second round by the Washington Wizards in 2008. Played 181 NBA games, mostly with the Knicks. Averaged 6 points and 2.2 rebounds for his career, for going to Croatia, Turkey, Philippines, and Japan.
He's another one that we talk about, in-demand player. A lot of teams want to pay him to play.
Yep. And an offensive foul on Brian Conklin. Well, he better be careful.
Yeah.
He might give you your say, but if you gesture with your hand like that while you're still talking, it might ring you up.
And you know, I thought that was a questionable call, but it was a good call. He kind of leaned in with the hip and then got him with the elbow. Yeah.
Yep, I agree entirely.
I mean, you like to let the bigs battle inside, but if you do something like that and get an advantage, you got to call it. Craig, we're kind of falling into a foul fest here.
Yeah, the flow of this game definitely has slowed down. And I think there was a technical foul called as Vargas goes to the free throw line. I don't know who the technical was on. I believe it was on. Oh, it was on Brian Conklin. So yeah, he kept it up.
Yeah, a little too much. Got him the late technical as he was walking away. And Vargas just continues to score in whatever way he can.
He's been doing it for a long time. Brings up a couple more here. 35-29. And this might be one of those games, Paul, where eventually the officials are going to have a conversation with both coaches, and not that they're not in control of this game, but before it gets, I get the feeling that it could get chippy.
Yeah, I agree. And, at some point, even the referees get tired of calling fouls and trying to straighten out the game. And it's up to the players to adjust. And, listen, nobody wants to watch a free throw contest. We want to see them play.
There's a lot of conversations with the officials as well. So, again, I think at some point they're going to say, all right, fellas, well, look, here we go again. Let's see who this tee was on. That's on Taekwon Rolon.
Yeah, at some point I agree. If you're the referees too, you call both teams in and say, listen, that's enough talking. We're not having conversations after every play. And see, now we have someone describing what travel is. And listen, I don't need you to describe what traveling is. I know, so at some point, enough is enough.
Lead back to 7 for Gladiadores at 36-29. Their biggest lead of this game has been 8. Henry Walker feeding Vargas. Picked up by his national team teammate Cubion. No shot. But John Romero will go to the free throw line after the foul by Gutierrez. .323 to play second quarter. 13 fouls on Halcones, 11 on Gladiadores.
Which produced 28 free throws already. And, we just talked about a free throw contest, and that's what we have on our hands right now. And I don't think anybody really wants that.
Halcones take time out.
Fuck you. And now the rest, fuck you. Can you continue to play? In the mind? Yeah. Because they won't fuck you. I need you. Okay? Then finish.
Excellent.
Can you press the
point,
fucking
Coach.
guy? Can you press the fucking guy for don't pass
What
the
a
ball
great
to the
point.
post-up? Why you not pressing? You are a 3 and you this guy is a 6.
Eduardo Gonzalez, 2 fouls for Halcones. Rolon with 2, including a tee. Conklin's got 3 already. Israel Gutierrez has 3. And 4 other players with 1 foul apiece. The only one really in foul trouble, a couple of players. for
Press break. Press break. Javi.
Gladiadores.
Tie. D. Let's go.
Charles
Next
Garcia with
offense.
2 fouls.
We play-
Charlie Soho with
Hey,
2.
we play 5 down.
Nobody else with more than 1.
Listen, viene Raúl. Te vas por aquí.
What a great
Vienes
job by the
para
coach in the
sacar
huddle
ahí.
for those who are listening.
Five down.
He
Five
talked to
down.
one of his main players and said, can you play? Will you play? And stop talking to the refs. And then at the end, the little thing you put in there, I need you. I need you. Just a great point for coaches out there. You know, you want to correct players, and at the end he said, I need you. Just a great job by the coach, experienced coach.
And the first thing Taekwon Rolon did when he came off the bench was go to an official. Probably apologized and said, all right, we're good. Rolon, a 28-year-old veteran of Puerto Rico.
And at the top of the screen right there, you see him still talking about traveling and demonstrating. It's over. Let's go on. Let's move on.
Yeah. Leads back to 8. Match is the biggest of the game for Gladiadores. 3:08 to play. And another whistle. These officials are going to have to replace those little wooden P's in the whistles at halftime because they're getting worn out.
There's a great example of Dexter Pittman, who has been around a long time. He was at University of Texas, and he had good hands and could play, but he weighed 380 pounds. And finally, people came to him and said, you need to lose weight to be able to play in this at any level. And he did that. He worked hard, and now he's playing. He's played for a few teams now, and if you look at him right now, Craig, he looks in great shape for what he is. But he's a big body, long, seals really well. I think they need to give him the ball more in the low post when he seals.
Yeah, before your flight got in, I talked about Dexter Pittman, how he committed to fitness, dropped over 100 pounds, and at age 35, he's kept it off. He hasn't said, all right, I'm getting older, I can pack on a few more pounds. Yeah, he still looks in great shape, so bravo to him. Great example of a professional taking his nutrition seriously and realizing,
wow,
as he makes a great play there.
I don't want to interrupt you, but he stepped out on a pick and roll, was mobile, got back into play and blocked the shot. That's what we're talking about.
That leads to a 3-pointer at the other end for Raul Delgado. And Halcones down by 5 as we approach the 2-minute mark. Vargas, the drive and dish. And Johanner Cifuentes draws the foul.
You almost wonder why Vargas just didn't lay it up there. He looked like he had a wide open lay. Well, yeah, a defender was coming over. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, from the other angle, it looked like he had the advantage, but from that angle, clearly he did not.
Right.
So now Cifuentes back.
They don't understand, the statistics about the NBA and the analytics. And, everybody thinks that in the analytics of basketball, you're supposed to pass up layups for threes, and that's not true. That's not how it goes. In analytics, the value of shots are, number 1 is layups, number 2 is getting to the free throw line, number 3 is a corner 3 in the NBA because it's shorter, number 4 is any other 3, and number 5 is an out of paint 2. That's the order. So you're not supposed to pass up layups for threes. Vargas didn't do it that time, but I just wanted to point that out.
Right. Of course, today there has to be an asterisk that says unless it's Steph Curry standing back there.
he could pretty much shoot from the hallway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I've never seen a guy, especially Curry's size, take such long shots and have it look so effortless.
Yeah, and he's worked on it. What I was going to say is I coached in Charlotte with the Bobcats when he was at Davidson, which is about 30 minutes down the road, and he and his dad was on our staff, and he would be in our practice gym at 6 a.m. practicing shots, and then we would practice. He'd go to school and then go to practice, and then I'd be in the office at 11 o'clock at night, and he's back in our gym practicing. So it comes with hard work. So a lot of talent, but a lot of hard work.
Oh, my. Pittman hits the rim on the way up. And a technical foul called on Anthony Perez. Looked like it was stripped clean. He disagreed.
Are we going to have a record for technicals? What is that, 3 or 4?
I think that's 4. We had one on Rolón, one on Vargas, one on Gutierrez now. I thought we had a 4th.
Either way, both coaches in this huddle need to tell their players stop complaining, stop whining, and stop talking to the refs. Just play.
We had 3 times in which...
Listen to Daniel Seone here.
Get him off the court. Sacamos 6-7 para sacarlo de la cancha y regalamos foul y la perdemos. Y Anthony me viene a robar el balón aquí en la zona de transición. Vamos a jugar más inteligente. Let's play a little smarter. Hey, en este 1-25, no foul. No foul. Vamos a sacar de fondo. ¿Sí? Vamos a sacar de fondo. Vamos a sacar de fondo y vamos a hacer 3 con Gregory sacando. Sifo, Néstor, Antonio. ¿Sí? Antonio. A ver si le podemos meter este corte. Sifo, atento para ver si puedes meter ese. ¿Sí? Y si no, pase Antonio. Néstor, delay. Ven a buscarla rápido. Gregory, back pick para Néstor. Y después, back pick para Antonio. Todo back pick. ¿Vamos claro?
Nosotros vamos, sacamos de este lado.
Escúchame, corran para atrás, corran para atrás. 1.25. Cierra bien el cuarto, dale.
I really like Daniel Seone. I love how he coaches in the huddle.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what he was saying, but it seemed like, I think he told the players to stop talking and talking to the refs and just play, and then he got him into a play. That's a great job.
And not only does he want them to stop talking, he wants them to stop committing fouls.
Yeah, no foul.
I think he made that abundantly clear. And now
what does
Cifuentes, Halcones committed the foul there.
Yeah.
Delgado. But you heard the play that he was drawing up in the huddle. They were designing it for Cifuentes.
A back pick, I think.
So Johanner Cifuentes hits the first free throw. Second one rattles out. Stat page has the score at 41-35. Our graphic has it at 39-34.
Somewhere in that area.
Give or take. As we approach the 1 minute mark. Count the bucket. That's Taekwon Rolón. And he'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Just a nice handle, good crossover. And we talked about this the other day, Craig, going into the defender's arm first, creating a foul, and then finishing. Really good offensive play.
Second, rather, the free throw no good. Rebounded by Colmenares. There's Perez. Now Vargas between the rings. Shot clock at 10. Here comes Colmenares again for the screen. Back outside. Now to Colmenares. Little drop pass. Shot blocked, but a foul called. The block was clean, but somebody got him on the melon.
We'll see here. It looks like a clean block from up top.
Yeah.
Maybe
Pittman's block was clean, but the foul was on Delgado.
Behind him, yeah. Sometimes as a big, especially a shot blocker like that, you kind of want to tell your teammate, let him go, I got him.
My job to protect the rim. So Cifuentes, I should say, to the free throw line. Now our graphic has caught up with the stat page. 41-37, make it 42-37. Cifuentes now 12 points. He's 8 of 11 from the free throw line. Hits them both, make it 9 of 12, and Cifuentes has a seat with 13 points. Lead back to 6 for Gladiadores.
And that's a skill to get to the free throw line, finding the defender's arms and body. That's a skill. Guys like back in the day, you'll remember Adrian Dantley and Mark Aguirre.
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah,
as soon as you said Adrian Dantley, I was going to say Mark Aguirre.
They're almost interchangeable, but they undersized bigs. They had a way of getting into you and getting to the free throw line and then making free throws. Both of them.
And I watched Mark Aguirre at DePaul in college, growing up in the Chicago area. He and Terry Cummings,
TC
78-79 team under Ray Meyer, lost in the Final Four.
Terry
and
Cummings,
DePaul had some.
He was one of the most underrated NBA forwards. I played with him in Milwaukee, and he had a hard time making the All-Star team because of Larry Bird and Dominique Wilkins.
Mm-hmm. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Gladiadores with 2 seconds left on the game clock, 4/10 on the shot clock. I think you can do a catch and shoot here. Doesn't have to be a tip-in because it's outside of 3/10 of a second.
Yeah, I think 0.3 you have to have a tip-in. Yeah.
Yeah, you will not get that off. Yeah.
You can't do a catch and ball fake and shoot.
And now with 3/10 of a second left, Halcones takes timeout. Or at least a substitution.
Yeah, they might be checking the clock, too.
Yeah.
I would, Craig, and I don't know if anybody out there was watching, but that overtime game we did before this game, there was a little clock question mark there at the end of the game with 51 seconds left and an 8-second backcourt call that I'm still calling that. I would like to see a replay of that one. Maybe I'll go back and replay it and see that.
Yeah. We can always go back to the official website for BCL Americas. FIBA.basketball/BCL Americas/23-24. And then click on the game. You can watch the full game.
And
with about 52.8 seconds left, Sao Paulo was bringing the ball up, and they were whistled for an 8-second backcourt violation, but only 5 seconds had elapsed off the game clock.
And that was a big part of the game.
It really was.
Ooh, he almost made that.
Yeah, he did, and it was also tipped. So we go to halftime. Kind of a muddy first half. Gladiadores de Anzoátegui leading Halcones de Xalapa 43-39. Alongside Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Fada. We're glad you are tuned in wherever you're watching from, across the USA on FanDuel TV, across South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel. We're going to let the Welcome back to Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua. This is BCL America's play. Second game of the night, this one between Halcones de Xalapa of Mexico and Gladiadores de Anzoátegui of Venezuela. Gladiadores taking a 43-39 lead into the second half. Alongside Paul Mokeski, my name's Craig Feda. We're so glad you can be tuned in wherever you're watching from around the Americas or around the world. In the USA on the FanDuel TV platform, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world, the BCL America's YouTube channel. And Paul Mokeski, kind of a muddy first half. A lot of fouls, 3 or 4 technical fouls, and not a great flow.
Yeah, it's tough to get a flow when in one half both teams shoot 42 free throws. Very hard to get in a flow. And I think I saw both teams get together at halftime and talk and maybe say, let's just play. And, we'll see. It looked like Halcones played every one of their players. They played 12 players because they played last night. And I'd be interested to see if they shorten up their bench here in the second half and make a run at this thing.
And Gladiadores played all but one. I think that's the first time in any of the games that I've done in this window. I've only missed one to this point. But I think that's the first time we've seen a coach use all 12 of his players for a game, let alone in a half.
Yeah, and they played, 3-4 minutes at the least, so that's pretty unusual too.
Oh, hey, look, a foul. John James goes to the free throw line. This is the first.
Free throws number 43 and number 44, if you're keeping track at home.
And you know what I noticed at halftime as well? You remember, and you called out Francisco Paco Olmos for doing a great job talking to Taekwon Rolon in the huddle, saying, hey, let's stop with the fouls. I need you. Taekwon Rolon, during the shoot-around at halftime, he was the main one out there for Xalapa, going around, encouraging teammates, slapping fives, and showed a lot of energy. A good leadership there by Rolon and a nice response to good coaching.
Yeah, and you show the players that, that you're invested and that you trust them and need them. And, that goes a long way, especially in tight games. And, you never know what this game's going to come down to. It's only a 5-point game. And, when you need to go to battle in the fourth quarter, you have players' trust. It's important, very important.
Cubian out on the left side, picked up by Cifuentes. Rolon around the screen. And now Rolon, right side to Conklin, now into the corner. Conklin gets it back. Launches the three a little too strong. Cifuentes the rebound, up ahead to Soho, and he turns it over.
Good hands by Conklin.
Yeah. And they reward the big man. I know that makes your heart happy.
We give it to the big fella when he's running the floor.
Yep. And another technical.
I think for the coach being out of the box, I think.
Hey, he was on the floor. He must have gotten warned for that previously, because I don't think they usually ring him up on a first violation for being out of that box.
No, we've seen a lot of coaches in this tournament way farther out of the box. Yeah, for sure. It might have been something he said and he was waving his arms, but yeah, it's hard to tell. And free throw number 45 for those keeping track at home.
He's down to 3.
They had
from the corner.
Player. They have an offensive player in the lane for at least 10 seconds. Easy. He never gets out. That was amazing.
Vargas hits the three-pointer, and the lead's back to 5 for Gladiadores. Conklin on the handoff. No, he keeps it. Now he hands it off to Gonzalez. Nice feed there to, Fabian James.
Little soccer football.
Oh, Vargas on the drive. Backs it out. Drives and dishes, poked out of bounds by Taekwon Rolon. 5 left on the shot clock. You can get a little something odd as far as a play goes here, but not much. Vargas to Colmenares, gets it back from his Venezuelan national teammate. He misses the 18-foot leaner, gets his own offensive rebound, flexes the guns.
Yeah, he got inside the defense, threw it off, almost threw it off the glass to get the rebound and put it back in.
And now Cubion wanting the review. And Daniel Seone told to stay in his box. And the officials are going to talk it over. And I think they are going to review it.
Yeah, it's less than halfway through the third quarter and you're reviewing an out-of-bounds play. I don't know if I agree with this. But
that went off of Cifuentes.
It sure did.
So Cubion was right in calling for the review immediately.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
See it from another angle, see if this tells us anything differently. This is that previous play.
Nice little shuffle pass. That's the play there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much from this angle. The angle from the
we
end of
had
the
that
court
one
was
replay.
better.
We had like 5 angles. What happened?
Yeah. And it is going to stay with Halcones. And they've got a fresh 14. I'd like him to see get Conklin a little more involved as well. Conklin battling with Colmenares.
Yeah.
Out of bounds, it'll stay with Halcones. And again, a lot of carping after every play.
Yeah, it's getting it's a little too much. They reversed
And
the
now
call,
they're going to
so
say, yeah.
And that probably is the right call, but
Yeah. Fontes into the front court to Colmenares. Circus shot by
foul.
Colmenares. Yeah, no foul either way. Yeah. 3-pointer on the way. Henry Walker just catches front iron. Now we're alone. Gonzalez. And another turnover. Fabian James loses the handle.
there was no flow to this game in the first half because of a lot of fouls. Now there's no flow because there's too many turnovers. They just keep turning the ball over. Time to execute a play and get a good shot.
Man, and there was, Rolon almost committed another foul there. Henry Walker that time hits the three-pointer, and he says something to the bench, and he draws the tee.
He got teed up.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, guys. You got to know by now the referees are on alert, and they're going to tee up anytime they get a chance. So you just got to play. You just hit a nice 3. No need to say something to their bench. There's no need for that. And you know it's going to happen. You should have a feel for the game now that this is the way it's going, and we need to adjust. Players need to adjust. And that counts as a personal foul.
Yeah, and it's not like Henry Walker hasn't been around and isn't familiar with FIBA officiating.
Yeah, he knows better than that.
And I know he spent a lot of time in the league, but know your audience. So it's 53-45. Look at the foul count already. Back to the biggest lead of the game. Well, at least temporarily, as Eduardo Gonzalez scores there.
On a nice Euro finish.
5.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Cifuentes. Back out to Vargas. Here comes the screen by Colmenares. Now he backs off. Conklin picks up Vargas and picks his pocket.
Great hands.
Yeah, nice play by the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year collegiately.
Nice ball fake and patience on that one from Conklin. He's coming alive now.
Yeah, mentioned a few moments ago I'd like to see them get Conklin more involved because I think he can have a big impact on this game. Vargas trying to shake Gonzalez around his big teammate Colmenares, and then finishing the layup is Garly Soho. Seems like every time Halcones gets to within 3 or 4, Gladiadores has a run. And that goes out of bounds off of Fabian James.
Tough floater there.
Yeah.
That's a difficult shot. You really got to work on that to get the touch from there. It's like a pure baseline jump shot with no backboard behind you. That takes a lot of touch and a lot of practice.
Cifuentes gets it back from Pena. Cifuentes waits for the cutters. Now Nelson Palacios gets it to Colmenares. He gets it back after Conklin briefly had it. Left-hand layup, no good. Gets his own rebound. And the rebound finally tracked down by Jonathan Rodriguez. There could have been a whistle after that, and
you say he stepped out of bounds and he's pointing to his shoulder? Oh, so the ball
hit the official's shoulder. The ball hit the official's shoulder?
Oh, I don't know. I would like to see that again.
Yeah.
That was an unusual play, yeah. Here we go. Thank you.
Yep. Right off the official's shoulder.
Yep. And the referee is part of his play. I don't know if he's in play if he's out of bounds, though. Maybe. I guess. I know he's in play when he's in bounds.
I mean, I suppose it's no different than if you put it up and, you know, it hits the basket support. I mean, it's immediately out of play.
So the referee called out of bounds on himself.
Yeah. Can't imagine that's been called too terribly often. Colmenares. Oh, nice play to let the defender fly by. Finishes with the right hand on the reverse. He's got 9 and the lead back to 8.
Yeah, that's a really nice move. You know, you had a defender around him, and he put it on the floor really quickly to let him go by and not travel and finish really strong. Good move.
Ordinarily, you don't like seeing the bigs put it on the floor right there, but it worked in his favor.
And you see Conklin fall down.
Yeah. Slipped and went down awkwardly. I think everybody kind of stood around for a second thinking he was going to be injured.
Double high.
Pena for three. Nothing but wood on that. And with 2:09 to play and an 8-point lead for Gladiadores, we have a timeout on the floor. Let's check some numbers on this. Nobody in double figure scoring for Halcones. Eduardo Gonzalez with 7. Taekwon Rolon with 7, leading rebounder.
It doesn't have to be a switch. I'm just protecting you, Javi.
Villanueva with 3.
Yeah.
And Dejaro with 4. Let's listen in to Paco
Hey,
Olmos.
let me. The last 5 seconds, we need finish everything. With the rebound, with fighting the ball, with the steal. All the time stupid score. Offense. En español, bajar la ansiedad. Bajar la ansiedad. Bajar la ansiedad. Tú metes el triple con el culo, tranquilo, con el culo, tranquilo. Tengo 4 tiradores. Bajar la ansiedad. No podemos estar jugando de bajar la ansiedad. Ya ni nos machea. Es un tiro de warm-up. Entonces tranquilo. ¿Ok? Venga, 4 abiertos con Brian y seguimos jugando a Riley. Es bola nuestra. Atacamos. Vamos fight down para con Omar. Jonathan, bloquea, vete aquí. Sí, pítame otra.
I don't speak much Spanish, but he's got to be saying calm down or relax, I believe.
Yeah, it was funny. And it's just so impressive how these coaches can go back and forth from Spanish to English, and in some cases, Portuguese.
Yeah, I had tough enough time coaching in one language. I can't imagine doing it in 3.
And just to put a bow on the numbers to this point, Yohanner Cifuentes with 13 for Gladiadores, Gregory Vargas with 17, Nestor Colmenares with 9, Colmenares with 7 rebounds, Perez with 6, Yohanner Cifuentes also with 7 rebounds. 57-51, minute and a half to play third quarter, drive won't fall in, and Halcones has a numbers advantage. Count the bucket on the drive. Jonathan Rodriguez will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
I don't know how he snuck that in between all those defenders. It's amazing.
Yeah, there were a lot of appendages in the way. He went hard at the hole, kept both hands on it.
Whoa.
Well, that's
an unusual free throw style.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of different free throw styles. I don't think I've ever seen the one-handed curly cue shot.
Oh my, what a circus shot by Garly Soho. The reverse scoop left-hander after the beautiful pass by Yohanner Cifuentes.
You need to look at when players post up or get the ball and you got guys cutting to the basket and guys that can pass like that, it's a beautiful thing.
Soho with a chance for the 3-point play. That was his first free throw attempt, and he missed. So the lead is 6. Inside of a minute to play. 3 on the way from Jared Rodriguez. Missed. Soho the rebound. Soho pushing it up. Takes it all the way himself. Finally picks up the dribble and throws it outside to Pena. And a backcourt violation. Soho probably got himself a little bit too deep there and then tried to make a tough pass to Pena, and that resulted in the turnover.
Yeah, he ran out of space under there quickly.
Gonzalez gets it back between the rings. 3 on the shot clock. And a turnover.
They took too long on that set. The shot clock was running down. You heard the coach yelling Rapido, and they just took too long to get the execute the play.
14th turnover for Halcones. Gladiadores also with 14 turnovers. Cifuentes on the drive. Kick out. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Throws up the top shot off the window. And another whistle. Is that another tee? Yep, sure is.
I believe so. They won't learn.
Charles Garcia. Yep, I believe that's going to be on Charles Garcia. And Gregory Vargas, the veteran, calming him down.
You turn a layup two-pointer into, if it makes the technical, a one-point layup. I mean, if you're a player in this game and you don't know that the refs have quick whistles for technicals, you're not tuned in, and you have to be a professional, and you have to calm yourself down, because you know this is going to happen.
Well, and it's a guy that's been overseas a ton. Europe, Asia, Central America, the Caribbean.
Are they kicking him out of the game?
I don't know. And then Vargas went over to try to calm him down, and it's not like, this is a new guy who isn't accustomed to FIBA officials.
I mean, Craig, how many technicals is it now? It's got to be pretty close to a record, doesn't it?
Man, that I don't know. That was what,
like
the fifth or I don't know if it's that many. I think it's probably 5 or 6 for sure. And Garcia still.
I don't know what he said to get kicked out of the whole arena. I don't know. Is that his second technical? I don't know.
I have to look back on the TikTok on this one. I did not note.
we should have been keeping track.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I'm trying to very quickly scan here to check the technical fouls. As we go to the end of the third quarter, Gladiadores 61-54. We are back with fourth quarter action live from Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua in just a few moments. Welcome back to Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua. Second game of the night in BCL America's play. Earlier on, Nacional defeated Sao Paulo in overtime, 89-84. This one's been a muddy one. Alongside Paul Mokeski, I'm Craig Feta, 61-54 in favor of Gladiadores de Anzoátegui, heading into the fourth quarter over Halcones de Xalapa. And Paul, in reviewing the rundown of this game, Charles Garcia did have it unsportsmanlike in the first quarter.
Oh, that's right. Yep. And Craig, during this game, it's like hard-fought battle, and it's close still. I think the team that keeps their cool here and just continues to play is going to come out on top of this one.
Yeah, and it's 63-54 now.
Because there's got to be 5 or 6 technicals in this game, I would think, so far.
Lead is 9 for Gladiadores. Vargas lines up the three-pointer. There for the putback is Johanner Cifuentes, and I'm not sure if he was itching his leg or he was coming up a little gingerly with a cramp, but now a three-pointer at the other end.
Action's picking up a little bit. I like it.
Yeah. Three on the way, a little too strong for Soho. Inside to Pittman. Pittman draws the foul.
And I'm going to say this, Pittman does a great job of sealing, and he does it most of the game. But in my opinion, as a big man and a big man coach, he brings the ball down too often. And the ball goes below his waist, and he gets it knocked around a lot. If he would keep the ball up with his elbows out and finish right, you could almost finish just on your tiptoes. I think he'd be a lot more effective when he catches the ball in the post.
Pittman hits the first free throw.
So whoever Pittman's agent is, if you're listening, call me in Las Vegas. I can work with him. I can work with your guy this summer. Believe me.
1-800-COACH Mo.
That's right. Fix my game, please.
Second free throw, no good. 65-58.
And Halcones needs a couple defensive stops.
Catch and shoot three. Cifuentes misses. Rebound to Jared Rodriguez, and here comes Halcones. Rodriguez. Three on the way. Splash! That is good. Eduardo Gonzalez.
Like I was saying, Craig, that's 2 stops in a row for Halcones. There's 3.
They've cut this lead from 11, which was the biggest of the game just a couple moments ago, down to 4. And Jonathan Rodriguez tried to save that in bounds, but he stepped on the baseline before he came into contact with that ball trying to save it. So there's a change in possession. It'll be Gladiadores ball.
It looked like he intercepted a pass that was trying to get to the corner. It kind of deflected it.
Cifuentes, a well-deserved rest on the bench. He's got 15 points off the bench tonight, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He's got 4 on the offensive glass. Vargas, 7 to shoot. He launches the 3 and drains that one. My goodness.
Boy, when he shoots, that's a pure shot. Touches nothing but the net.
And the veteran Venezuelan with 20 points. It's back to 7.
You watch Vargas play, Craig, and he's just so under control, and you could tell he was trying to quiet his players down. He has leadership qualities, and never really gets upset with the refs. He talks to them nicely, and he admitted he fouled on that. Just an all-around, the guy can play flat out, but his demeanor is very impressive.
Three on the way. DeHaro missed. Rebound pulled down. And Gladiadores looking again to press their advantage. Outside to Palacios for 3. Splash! That one!
Great ball movement. Wow. Just pick and roll, hit the roller, kick it back out, knock down the corner 3. Beautiful to see.
And an offensive foul at the other end by Halcones. And again, every time it seems like Halcones starts to get close, Gladiadores. Oh, man. I don't know if there was a lot there on that offensive foul.
No, that's one of the big guy get caught just moving a little bit. Not really that fair.
Henry Walker from 3. DeHaro picked up by Vargas. Little contact. He throws the head back. The official says play on. Oh, what a beautiful pass. But Eduardo Gonzalez could not finish. Needle absolutely threaded on that pass. Vargas picked up by DeHaro. Vargas from way outside, no good. 5.5 minutes to play, dare we say, in regulation. We had one overtime game already tonight as Nacional held off Sao Paulo 89-84. Sao Paulo made a huge comeback in that game. Gave up the lead. Got it back, gave it up, and then gave it up for good in overtime. And do we have more technical fouls?
Buen espacio, sí, tie. David, juego de pick and roll. Seguimos jugando con el down y pick and roll. Down y pick and roll. Next, we play in Spain. Plus, but when you come, if they play switch, Brian, open for mid-range, ball, tie, and tie play the one-on-one. You have shooter David, shooter Brian, shooter Jonathan, and shooter Chan. Okay?
¿Qué estamos haciendo en defensa en la cortina? Que creo que está haciendo daño.
So it was dual fouls whistled against Henry Walker and Eduardo Gonzalez.
I think we've seen about everything in this game. We've seen dual fouls. We've seen the referee hit the call of out of bounds on himself because the ball hit his shoulder. I don't know what else we can see in this game.
Technical foul on the coach, on the players.
I was in the G League one time. They called a technical foul on our mascot down in RGB.
Conklin step back three. Count the bucket. Conklin wanted the foul, and he's demonstrating.
Yeah, the guy was right under his feet. I don't know how you don't call that. Tough shot. Went in.
Yeah. Conklin, frankly, lucky he didn't get ringed up. Ringed? Rang up. Rung up.
Rung
now
up.
A three-pointer and a turnover.
That's a silly turnover on an inbounds pass.
Yeah.
That tells you. You got to pay attention.
Long three-point attempt by Cifuentes, no good. Nobody left in the game with more than 3 fouls. As Charles Garcia was ejected from the game. He had an unsportsmanlike early in the game and then a technical.
What's the over-under on 70 free throws in this game? We're at 53. We're going to be at 53. Over-under on 70, maybe?
I don't think we'll see that many. I think
I might.
I think we'll see 60. We've got 25 for Halcones, 28 for Gladiadores. So we're at 53. I don't know if we're going to see 17 more fouls, Paul. A three-pointer up and good by Raul Delgado.
Oh, wait a minute. If they start intentionally fouling, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I guess the over-under should be 60. Sorry for you bidders out there. We are on FanDuel, correct?
Yes, we are.
There you go.
FanDuel TV
there you go.
in the USA. Second foul on David Cubian. Palacios to inbound. Colmenares, and now a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Cubian. Picked up 2 quick ones there. That's his third.
That was more of a moving pick than Bivens,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Looks like he's giving the ref the evil eye there. Better watch out. That would be a technical.
Yep. Colmenares on the drive over Conklin. Can't get it to go, and now Cubian draws the foul. I don't know, we may have to reset this over-under at about 63, 64.
I think you might be right. It's amazing to me how the sports books here in Vegas get it so close all the time. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, it is amazing. I still say somebody became a billionaire on a prop bet when the first play of the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning had the ball snapped early in a shotgun formation, and the first offensive play of the game was a safety in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's got to be a...
I still say somebody put $100 down on that, and they're living in Bali now.
It's amazing. The Super Bowl is here in Las Vegas this January, whenever it is.
That's right.
You know, there's so many prop bets, right? Like how long the national anthem takes.
That one always gets me.
First, and yeah.
And you know, Paul, if you're looking to make a few extra bucks, I'm sure you could rent out the Mokeski Beach Club as an Airbnb during Super Bowl week.
Great,
or at least rent out your.
I tried. My wife Linda X'd that immediately. I tried. Believe me, Craig, I tried. I mean, you get like probably 15, 20 grand.
Sure, or at least let her rent out your driveway for parking.
Hell, she can rent out my room. That's okay. She nixed that right away.
And Cubion, another foul. He's trying to fight through these screens. Or at that time he tried on the switch. Wasn't sure if he wanted to hold his position or switch, so he just grabbed Perez. And I think
reached out, right?
Yeah, his unhappiness was more with his teammate than the call. Saying, go over, go under, do something. Just don't put me in that position. So the lead back to 9, 78-69. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Little fadeaway J, no good. Rebound pulled down by Perez. Spins his way out of there. One-hand pass up ahead. Two-hand stuff by Carly Soho.
Soho's doing everything. Offensive rebound, run the floor, get up and dunk, shoot a jumper, a little bit of everything.
And 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, a block. He's got something in every stat line with the exception of assists.
He might take the MVP away from Miguel Melo, Monster Melo, in the first game.
Yeah, even in a losing effort,
great name,
deserved.
That's a great name. You did a great job. That's perfect.
I wonder what Spanish is for monster. I hope it begins with an M.
Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll mess up your logo.
Garly, saca a Gregory. Néstor, a Garly. Garly, te vas. A ver si lo podemos enganchar en la carrera. Si lo enganchamos en la carrera por una bandeja, vas a tener a Pacman y a Anthony. Si no, se la das a Néstor. Néstor, y le viene a entregar el balón a Gregory, pero lejos. Pasa lejos. Porque si va mano a mano te puede romper. En el mano a mano de pique. Allá. ¿Qué quieres jugar allá?
No, escúchame. Escúchame. Ellos están jugando Picarrol España. El tuyo está aquí, ¿verdad? Aquí yo estoy cambiando con este. Quédate aquí. Para que tú agarres.
Escuchame una cosa. Pase lo que pase. Dos cosas. Sigan haciendo puntos. Y el de David con David. No lo dejes. Vamos, dale, va.
And listen again into Daniel Seoane, head coach for Gladiadores, head coach of the Venezuelan national team as well.
El Monstruo.
Yep, I looked it up too. Miguel El Monstruo Melo.
Just put the L out of it.
I can see the logo now. You got 3 M's, and you can make the points of the M's into fangs. This thing just creates itself.
We can make a lot of
money. At 6. Yeah, we could. Vargas, his drive and layup won't go. Little skip into the lane by Fabian James. Could not get it to fall. Gladiadores by 9. Inside 2 minutes to play. They've led by as many as 12 in this one. Vargas shoots up the 3 over Conklin. Misses. Rebound. Raul Delgado. Contact on the first shot, but no call. And now Vargas gets whistled there. A little surprised there was no call on that bump there by Soho.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they're swallowing their whistle a little bit more in the end of the game than they did in the beginning. But like I said a long time ago, players, you just have to adapt. If they call them tight, you got to adapt. If they tell them loose, you got to play stronger.
Conklin misses the first free throw. He was 2 of 2 from the stripe in this game to this point. Conklin 4 of 6 last night, and he gets the second one to fall. Lead is 8. Kick out to Cifuentes. He saves it in, but then saves it to Halcones. Delgado gets it out. 3 on the way for Rolon.
That backflow, he had to have been hit on the arm on that 3, it looked like. No? Yes.
I'm not sure what that signal is.
How is that not a foul on the 3?
And that's what Delgado's asking.
Yeah,
I don't know if he caught all ball from behind and somebody got whistled for a tee.
Yep.
Oh, and if you're Halcones, you can't do that right now.
That was a bad no call, and you get a technical on top of it.
Well, actually, that was not a technical. I just saw on the TikTok here that it was just a common foul, and nobody lined up for the first free throw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that throws me off a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what free throw this is, Greg?
No.
59.
I thought you were going to say 60.
No, 59. Over under at 60.5. How about that?
Oh, no, we'll see more. Remember, we said we changed it to 63 as we see Eduardo Gonzalez breakdancing on the floor. I mean, he did a full 360 on his backside.
And that's traveling, by the way.
Three from the corner missed. Colmenares had the rebound momentarily, but it was stolen away by Gonzalez. Inside of a minute to play, deficit is 10. Three-pointer from the corner is up and good. Not out of the realm of possibility as Delgado hits there.
Yeah, at this time, if you're Halcones, you start thinking about fouling quickly and find a shooter or two out there that are bad free throw shooters and just foul quickly. If they touch the ball, you foul them, and now you can turn it into maybe they make one, miss one, and you go down and hit a 3. Do it again, make one, miss one, and go down a 3, and you might have a chance at this game.
Vamos a sacar de aquí
Sign
abajo
up
con
Reggie
24
Miller.
segundos y vamos a tratar de gastar todo el reloj. ¿Está claro? Todo el reloj. ¿Cómo? ¿Acá? Néstor. Bien. Néstor. Sifo. Carly Anthony. Néstor. Sifo te va. No se la pase. Pásasela a Néstor y la busca mano a mano. Si no la sube Néstor. Van, se la quitan de la mano allá. ¿Sí? Y vamos a jugar 5 abiertos. Néstor, Gregory, Sifo, Pulgar. Gregory, le vas a pasar a Néstor y vas a buscar a Garly. Pack para esto. A ver si está eso. Cuando queden 12, 10 segundos. Y después, Anthony, por favor. Venimos como una flecha a la safety zone. Dale, va. Juego, va. Terminalo bien.
Wake up, Anthony.
Yeah. I caught that too.
I was talking to you.
But if you're talking about bad free throw shooters for Gladiadores, if you're looking for someone to foul, Anthony Perez, 2 of 5. Carly Soho has missed his only attempt. Johannes Cifuentes, 9 of 12 in this game. Nestor Colmenares, 1 for 1. And Gregory Vargas, 7 for 9. Oh, nearly turned over. And did they turn it over?
I think they did.
Must have come down on the sideline.
Because Anthony wasn't paying attention in the huddle.
So now a timeout on the floor. Halcones takes one, 35.4 to play. For as muddy as this one has been, it's at least been mostly competitive. Halcones has chiseled into this lead a few times. Gladiadores led by 11.
Raúl, aquí. Y aquí, tie. Don't play, tie. Be aggressive. I won't move the defense. Y Brian and Israel. Give me a fucking start or pass, Raúl, shot. Para. Y you can shot rápido, balón a Javi.
Empieza aquí.
At this point in the game, Craig, you don't necessarily need a three. You can get a quick two if there's enough time to play the foul game.
Yep.
But you can't afford to miss, and then that really puts you behind the 8 ball. So usually you drop a play where you drive, penetrate. If the lane's open, just lay it in. But if they collapse on you, then kick it out for that open three. But what you don't want to do is miss a tough shot here, because that really messes with it. If you could just score, you could get into the foul game here, free throw game.
Gonzalez to inbound.
That's the old elevator play.
Three-pointer missed by Delgado. They are letting him play now. Oh, and Gladiadores turns it over again. Although I think time is not on the side of Halcones at this point.
Yeah, that miss hurt them. They ran the old elevator play with the two bigs up in the middle on the free throw line, and the shooter goes in between them, and they close the elevator door. It just didn't work quite well enough.
Up to Conklin.
Somebody shoot it.
Someone taking way too much time here. The foul is going to be on Vargas. At least they'll get a pair of free throws out of it with the clock stopped.
Number 60 and 61, by the way. And if everything kind of finishes like it looks like it is, Halcones has had two tough losses. They played pretty well last night and ran out of gas at the end and lost by 10. And they're right in this game again, and they're just not going to come with a W. And that's tough for a good solid team like they are.
And Colmenares goes down after taking one of the bill. And
he's making a
immediately,
play on the ball.
Yeah.
But that's when you kind of lay down there and act like someone punched you in the face. And, roll around a little bit and, try and get that flagrant or unsportsmanlike foul.
Ball was on Eduardo Gonzalez. And Colmenares to the free throw line.
This is, Craig. Guess what free throws this is?
62 and 63.
And 63. We're at 63
Man, are we good.
and a half. You're at 63 and a half.
Colmenares lines up the second one. 9.4 to play.
Whenever you come visit me in Vegas, we're going to make some money at the casinos, you and me.
Yeah. The 28-footer misses by Gonzalez, and this one goes final 82-76. And I think for as tough as this game got, with all the fouls and all the technicals, I think these two teams really kind of turned it around in the second half as far as playing a clean game. As we look at the final numbers on this one, for Halcones, 24 of 57 overall from the floor, 42%, 10 of 28 from the three-point line, 35%, 18 of 31 from the stripe for 58%. For Gladiadores, 26 of 67 overall. They put up 10 more shots and only hit 2 more, 38%, 8 of 30 from three-point range, 22 of 34 from the free throw line for 64.7%. 64 free throws on the game. As we run down the individual numbers for Halcones, Brian Conklin, 10 points. David Cubion had 6. Raul Delgado, 10. Eduardo Gonzalez, 15, and 6 rebounds with 4 assists as well. Taekwon Rolon, 7 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Brian Conklin, by the way, 5 steals and 2 blocks. Omar Dejaro, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Israel Gutierrez, 2 points. Vivian James, 9 points, 5 boards. Dexter Pittman, 6. Jonathan Rodriguez, 2. Dexter Pittman also 4 rebounds. Also Jonathan Rodriguez, 4 boards. Alejandro Villanueva, 3 points, 3 boards. For Gladiadores, Nestor Colmenares, 9 points, 8 rebounds. Anthony Perez, 4 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. Johannes Cifontes, 15 points, 9 rebounds. Garly Soho, 12 points, 9 boards, 3 steals and a block. Gregory Vargas, doing what he does, 22 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Charles Garcia ejected with 2 points. Nelson Palacios had 8. Antonio Pena, 3. John Romero, 1. And Henry Walker had 6. So Halcones falls to 0-2 in Group A play. Real Esteli and Gladiadores each with 1 win apiece. Those two teams will square off tomorrow night in the nightcap, 8:10 local time, 9:10 Eastern time in the USA. First game tomorrow will be Quimsa and Nacional, 8:40 local time, 6:40 Eastern time in the US.
Those will be some good games tomorrow, Fred, for sure.
Yeah, it sure will. Had a couple of good ones here tonight as Nacional held off Sao Paulo in overtime, 89-84. And the final here, 82-76. Gladiadores de Anzoátegui take down Halcones de Xalapa. Well, Mukeski, final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, like you said, it was a hard-fought battle, and it got physical. But, you know, in the end, in the fourth quarter, more basketball was played, and both these teams did a good job. And you know, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with, and the games seem to be getting tighter and tougher as we move along in this tournament.
For my partner, Paul Mukeski, my name's Craig Feda. Again, the final from Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua. Gladiadores 82, Halcones 76. We will be back tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. So long for now.